guys, this is Orsi and this is going to be a VR2 Nova. I'm totally cheating and checking Gisa's video title because I've seen her video and that's what made me want to do this response, but I'm gonna link everything down below, the original video, which I will watch after I made this one because why not? And the hashtag is #forevercards, which was interesting. I really liked listening to Gisa's explanation, and I've seen, other people. Candy has a video out already, which is on my watch list. I will definitely check the hashtag because it seems like a really interesting way to look into other people's soul, I guess. I wouldn't even say collection because it's about, what makes you connect with a card. So it's about us humans more so than just, hey, I have a deck that you might want to see, if this makes any sense. And I honestly didn't had such a hard time picking 10 cards. The reason being, I sold a lot of decks in the past couple of months, so my collection is actually quite small. And the other thing that helped was that how I picked out the cards was, I looked at the deck, and if there wasn't immediately a card that came to mind, I just moved on. No matter how much I love the deck, no matter if it's filled with cards that I know that I absolutely adore, if nothing immediately came to mind, then I just moved on. And I stopped at 10, and I didn't look for more. But I think I more or less went through all of my decks. So in a way, I really do have 10. And I'm gonna start with the Raven's Prophecy, which is my daily pull. Currently, I trimmed and edged mine, so it has a orange border. And I don't know how interesting my video is gonna be because I can't really explain why I love these. It's just that when I look at these cards, I just love the image, and that's pretty much the explanation, that it connects with something in my soul that I can't really explain away. But I think the Seven of Wands is a card that I struggle still in a sense to defy, to use in readings. When it comes up, how do I word the Seven of Wands, because it's protecting yourself from others and blah blah blah. But I think this one just shows it so clearly that, you need to protect what's important for you. And sometimes it means that, you need to hold your hand out in the rain to protect those tiny fires. Because if you stop being the barrier between what's important for you and what's coming at it, and, it doesn't have to be malicious. It's just something that normally would snuff out that light or fire. If you stop doing that, then you're gonna lose whatever you hold dear. And it doesn't have to be something so big. It can be just, tiny things you're protective of. And I don't know, I just love. So this is one of them. I don't know if I can, articulate well why I love these cards. Obviously I had to pull out a dragon card because I had the Smoke, Ash and Embers, and how could I not have one, which could have happened, by the way. But when I was thinking about, the Chariot's image came to mind, and most of the time I don't even know which card the image belongs to immediately. I just knew that, oh, the tiny dragon on the what is it called, dandelion. Because this tiny dragon is just perfection. These tiny dragons in this deck are my dragons, and I don't know why. I think all of my life I wished that I would meet one. So even if it's just in art form, at least I have that image. And this dragon is perfection. Everything: the head, the wings, the shape, the size, the color, everything is just perfection. So yeah, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of deeper connections between the cards, as in that I pulled my High Priestesses or whatever. It's just more of the image. For example, there's the Darkwood Judgment card, which I thought that it was death, because I always think about, like vampires attacking humans as death, it's transformation. But here in this deck, it's Judgment, which is a kind of an interesting card. But I always think about, as a death card, this one, so it's not applies what I think about it for the card. But if you look at it as Judgment, then who would you allow to judge you for making a choice, like, for example, here, becoming a vampire? If you know that what you're doing is right for you, would you allow other people's judging you, and would that stop you from making something that you know you want to and you need to? So I think it is an interesting question. Not necessarily becoming a vampire, that's for me, I would definitely say yes, but, that's just me. But making something, a decision, and actually carrying it through with it, would you allow other people to stop you, their judgments stop you from becoming something you're meant to be? Pretty much is Judgment card, which is, a very good illustration for it. The next one is a relatively new one, the Moonchild Tarot. This is the Shadow something version, I forgot. But this was the card that actually made me want to buy the deck. The Five of Pentacles. I can't explain it because this is the Five of Pentacles. This is not a happy card, not a positive card. Even though if you look at it, it kind of looks like either a 3 or it can be an ace, because this is so highlighted. The two tiny ones can just fade into the background. And the maze, I don't really understand how is it a Five of Pentacles, but maybe you feel lost in the maze and not find your way out. That could be something. I haven't really had time to work with this deck, I'm gonna admit that. But when I saw this one, it just felt so earthy, and I don't know, it's just something deep inside. I was like, okay, I don't care how the deck turns out, I want this deck for this card. And turns out the deck is not at all, like the earth element is not at all as earthy as I was hoping, but still made me buy the deck. So I just love the earthiness of it, even if it's not a like a happy card. One of the first cards that came to mind immediately was the Death from the Lightseers Tarot. This was my second deck, and when I saw the Death and the Rebirth card, I was like, this is it. This encapsulates and shows and displayed death in a way that was really easy for me to understand and work with when I was, starting with tarot, because it highlights the fact that, yes, things are dying, things are like transforming, they are becoming something else, and you're losing something with it, with the process, but you're gaining something as well. And sometimes you have to let go of the old in order to have something new. And I just love the idea that death itself has life inside of it, that it's not something like disconnects the two. The two are always connected, because where one stops, the other begins, and this is an endless cycle, at least for now. So yeah, I really do love this card, and I just love the image, and I love the deck. Another one that was an easy one was the High Priestess card from the Spacious Tarot. If you've been here in a few live streams ago, I did the Show Me Your Death card live stream. That was about looking for a death card that would match the High Priestess card from this deck, because this is too, it's much more simplistic than this one, so I couldn't pair them, because I want a tattoo with those two cards. And this High Priestess this is something that comes to mind. This is I think right now, my all-time favorite High Priestess card, even more so than the one in the Lightseers. It's simple, but it's just it's powerful. I love that the moon is inside, you know, like the galaxy and everything. And it took me some time to realize that, but hey, I did figure it out. So yeah, this is just a simple way to like condense the waste knowledge and just vasteness of the High Priestess card. So, which is my favorite card in the tarot. So I just absolutely love it. Okay, another one that also was a card that made me buy the deck was the Lovers from the Little Prince. If you don't know the story, you should read it. It's a short story. It's not too long. It's a short book, but it's a sad one. But it's beautiful, and it has so much. This is this is how you know when someone is a good writer or not, because sometimes you don't really need a long lengthy text for someone to just grab you by the heart and punch you with it, because it's just it's a sad story, but the deck has that energy. And these lovers, you know, about loving someone who doesn't really know how to love you back exactly, because the rose is, you know, it has thorns and it's vain and doesn't know how to show that, at least not immediately, how to show the little prince that they love them back. It's pretty much how love is, isn't it? Like, there are some people, not me, who easily show their affection, show their feelings, who wear their heart on their sleeves, but I think I empathize or sympathize with the rose, because I was always like that, you know, that push and pull feeling of you want to show how you feel. And it doesn't have to be like romantic, it's just feelings in general. That you love someone, you care about someone. It can be friendship as well, but you're afraid, you're terrified that they're not gonna feel the same way, so you keep trying to protect yourself at the same time. And you know that push and pull you feel when that happens. If you don't know what I'm talking about, good for you. But anyway, I just loved this card. It was, like I said, this video is really good to look into other people's souls. Maybe I should have done that. Anyway, maybe there's a theme here, because again, death card. I don't know why. Interesting, I have the Lovers and the Death twice, exactly. Sephiroth is the next one. This one, I think I like it for the artistic look of it more so than anything new, because yeah, that is everywhere. It's bigger than you. It's gonna just swipe you off with one movement of the side. And I just, you know, it's a good reminder that that is part of everyday life. And I just absolutely love the way it looks, the card, the artwork. I don't know if the guys are planning on selling prints. I haven't checked it, but this is something that I would love to see on my wall as an art piece for sure. And because, you know, for the 9th card, because I'm almost done, another Lovers card from the Buffy deck. And this one is just simply because, yes, it's Willow and Taro, but their relationship, if you haven't watched Buffy, then, you know, you don't really know what I'm talking about, but their relationship really is all about the choice you make for love, to just love someone. And what we do, you know, it's a very human relationship, very faulty in that sense, that what they would do to keep each other. But also I just loved, I think this was the first time that I started to appreciate relationships in television and movies and books, where one of them in the relationship was that gentle, supportive, I'm always gonna be there for you type of vibe. because I was really into the angsty things before that. But I got over myself because, that's not a healthy way to deal with relationships, so you shouldn't model yourself after that. But the support Tara gives Willow, I think, is just wonderful and gentle and lovely, and I love that because not every love story has to be that giant Buffy Angel kind of relationship. Like, just think about any heroes and heroines in books. They are never just slowly and peacefully fall in love with each other and just support each other through everyday trials. They did more than that, obviously, but usually it's big fights and big sacrifices and big emotions, and that's just not like realistic. It's not how life works. So I like how this lovers cards, for me at least, reflects the more mundane version of love in a good way. And I just every time I see this card, I start singing because musical episode is musical episode. And the last one is from the Margaret Peterson, I don't know, tarot, which was my previous month's daily card, and this was the Four of Feathers. If this is not like rest and peacefulness, then I don't know what that is. And I'm not even saying that the card is actually about that, but there's a figure here lying down. But I just love the colors and love the artwork, and I just love everything about it. So yeah, this is it. This is the 10 cards that I have that are my absolute favorites, and I will forever think about them when I think about cards, because they are, if I would ever make an element deck, which I might do it at some point. I might be that crazy person who will pull out cards from their existing decks, effectively ruining everything, and just turn those cards into one giant deck and use that one deck for the rest of her life. I might be that crazy person at some point. I'm not saying I for sure will be that, but the more I think about that idea, the more I like it. So a few years from now, this might be, some of them might be just the one deck that I will be using. But I don't know, because, I have double cards, like 2 lovers to that card, so who knows. But, I can see that. I can actually see that happening. But yeah, these are my cards. Hope this was interesting, and if you did the tag and I haven't seen it, I'm not saying I for sure will comment, but I will try to do that, because mostly I just watch it when I'm doing something else. Please do let me know, because I definitely want to watch it. And thank you so much for the original creator of the tag, because this is a really wonderful tag, and it's fun to just think about cards in a different way. I always enjoy that, and I just love doing that, simply. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will stop blabbering, and like, comment down below, you do those YouTube things, so I can just be happy about that. And see you in the next one. Bye.